Give me just one more minute here, and we'll make it the time.
And then we'll get into the game.
Yeah.
All right. So
Serious
here's
meditation.
our recap.
All right. I feel you might understand what I'm going for here after I start listing these dumb jokes off. But here's what you must unglue.
I'm really excited.
Okay, so Saray had a spooky dream sequence with a spooky hawk. Hit point hot potato with Illyri, Calder, and Dawdle. Hawk has a vision of some, I can't pronounce it, Durgadorves?
Dwergar.
Dwargadorves, and his blade was dripping with blood. Carrion crawlers Nom June, and she turns into a panicked cocoon. I just realized that rhymed. Sounds like Beatles lyrics.
Oh my.
Saray tried to let the Manticore out, but the party was not nice or bumpin', yippee-i-o. That was... I shouldn't write these. No.
You should definitely write these.
It's perfect.
Write them forever.
Hawk said he'd do anything for Bird Satan.
You did do that. You did.
I did.
Hawk
It's a real
wakes up.
thing.
Hawk wakes up choking MacLeod and sucks the life from him and goes nuts on the carrion crawler thanks to Bird Satan. Dawdle blows up the worm from the inside. Saray discovered someone else was using the shadow subway system and they were close by, which I feel like we should be a little bit more concerned about.
I wasn't here during that.
Choices were made.
Extremely alarming.
Illyri discovered a wanted poster for Dawdle. Or Doodle. MacLeod shoots Hawk, but it activates the Saray trap card and he was dragged to the Shadow Realm.
No, please don't. Copyright.
Impeccable.
Nobody trusts Illyri, and Illyri trusts nobody. Saray real talks Hawk and pulls him out of the Shadowfell. Hawk cuts open the carrion crawler and gets goodies like a piñata. Dawdle gives Calder the water flask. MacLeod gives Calder fantasy alcohol. Juniper and Hawk trick Illyri into silencing the mandolin, only to hear someone else party rockin' in the distance. Calder said, as someone that's lived a life of crime, and I don't think any of us knew that before, so I feel we severely underreacted to our adopted son being a criminal. Dawdle ties a silencer onto Illyri's mandolin. Dawdle baits Baby Beholder, and that sucker gets ambushed. Hawk tells his current not-girlfriend about his ex-not-girlfriend and dead sister. The little orb Hawk took from the drow was glowing. Calder and Dawdle talk about favorite colors, favorite pies, and the inevitability of death. Saray gives Dawdle her elven cloak and she sniffs it like a fucking weirdo. Illyri comes to terms with her own death, and as always, Saray is a master of empathy. MacLeod and Saray hear a noise in the bone pit. Dawdle punches her way to freedom. The cat from Coraline leads Saray to the mausoleum door and sees undisturbed corpses. And we got an "Are you afraid of the dark?" esque message scratched into the sarcophagus.
When you put it like that, we were pretty busy.
Yeah.
We were
really
productive.
I mean, it was a long session. It was like 4 hours or something.
The children that were scattered about the floor of the common room looked at the old man, waiting for a tale of faraway lands and heroic exploits. I suppose we were at the beginning then. The underdog, the grove, the sea, the palace, they all converged right there.
Harold, have you ever seen so many different kinds of people in such a big place? How hard could it be to find somebody that knows where Tailwind is?
You're a miracle, boy. I shake my head and quietly to myself say, there's no such thing as miracles.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a running start. I'll count to 30. 1, 2.
30, and then I'm gonna run at him and attack him.
You told me your history. I was born on that boat. Huh? That ship that your friend is dissecting.
I absolutely hate how chipper you always are.
And it'd be a good look on you, though.
If it's a riddle, I want to solve it. If it's a lock, I want to open it.
I'm a holy woman, and I'm looking for things that were taken from me and my people.
They could not begin to fathom the situation that they found themselves in. Calder stands on a hill, overlooking the sea. Behind him is the open path that leads to the village. Before him, the long horizon and the quiet waves. The darkened sky is gray, and it is raining. Calder, at your feet are two small white stones inset into the ground. They are squared away, finely polished, and around them, the simple blue flowers that your mother always loved. You are alone. And as the rain falls, you look outward. And there, on that empty horizon, you see the smallest beginning of something new. A ship coming towards the port. Its sails are open and full of wind as it's carried forward towards the town. You gather your bag, turn your back on your parents' grave, and begin walking back down the hill. When you retrieve all of your items, your belongings, and carry them to the dock, your brother is there waiting for you. He looks annoyed. You suppose you're late. I told you this was important.
I got caught up.
Squig, I can't make excuses for you. This captain is someone different. This is our last chance.
All the better for me to take some time and make sure I don't forget some things then. Here now.
Don't embarrass me. And your brother turns, starts gathering bags and moving them across. The small rowboat is already filled with items, and there in the harbor you see the galleon ship, the Kraken's Kiss. It's a powerful looking galleon, well maintained. The front of the ship is brightly painted in greens and golds, and it looks as if there were an enormous octopus that was twisted across the bow of the ship, magically crafted through wood and some brilliant artisan's hand. You've never seen anything like it. And there in that harbor, sitting quietly on the rowboat as your brother glares at you, digging into the work of pulling the oars back and forth, bringing you to the ship. In your hand is a small blue flower. Hawk, you're standing outside the open grave. All around you, stone mausoleums and monuments to the dead. Statuary peppers the horizon all around you, as if you were surrounded by an army of stone people. You lost track of what the others were doing. Saray is still down below, but you can't hear her. The rope dangles downward into the enormous shaft of stone that has been carved out by Doddle's spell. You are standing on what was, at some point, another headstone. Your companions are all at the work of trying to retrieve the last of your allies. All of that doesn't mean much, though. You're still haunted by the memory. That echoing part of yourself that amplifies whenever your hand reaches for the hilt of your sword. The dark coldness, the power, and the certainty when you take your necrotic form. Here, amongst the dead, you don't feel alone. What do you do?
Kind of walk around. I'm going to inspect the headstones and read the names one by one, just kind of touch each one with the top of my hand.
Nothing physically happens, but you do feel a sense of comfort as you mouth the names of each of the individuals and place your hand upon the tombstones. That connection seems to deepen, and there is a connection that drives you further, making you forget those around you even more. MacLeod, Saray has not made her way back up yet, and you know that the silence spell is still in effect. What would you like to do?
Who's directly behind me?
Illyri.
Hey, I'm gonna go back down for Saray. I'm just gonna check on her. If I don't come back up, something's gone wrong. Give us 5 minutes.
What would you like me to do after 5 minutes?
Come down and
Send
try to get
help?
us.
Oh, okay. All right.
They'd like tell the others as well. She's only not gonna come up if something's wrong. And then
Right.
MacLeod goes down.
All right. So, MacLeod, you make your way down the rope. Illyri, you are then going to stand by and follow MacLeod's instructions?
Yes. Illyri, I'm just going to stand there, now tasked to do something, and I think she's going to do it well, real well. Can I do like a... let's see. I think she would like to do it... she would like to ham it up a little bit, perhaps. Like, very pleased with herself that she's decided to help this guy out.
Well, your character sheet is based on automatic successes on hamming things up. So,
Am I above? Have I climbed out of the hole and MacLeod's going down?
the only person who is still within the underground network of tombs beneath the city of the dead is Saray, and now MacLeod. Also, the corpse of that undead cat. But everyone else has made their way out of the tunnel and is now standing within an immense graveyard.
Illyri is trying to understand, or I guess I am. Is it a good idea for me to be playing my mandolin right now? Will it annoy my party even further, or will it wake up something else I don't want to mess with? So maybe what kind of performance could she do that is quiet?
Well, performance is something that works outside of just music. So,
Okay,
as a
cool.
bard, if you want to perform a piece of music, you would in fact use the performance skill. However, if you wanted to act and make yourself seem to be extraordinarily confident when perhaps you were frightened, or if you wanted to act and pretend as if you were seething with anger when in fact you weren't, you would use performance checks as well.
Also,
Brilliant.
I put that like silencer thing on your mandolin, so basically only you would be able to hear it if you played anyway.
It's true.
So there's never
Okay.
a wrong time to play the mandolin, is what I'm saying.
With that assurance, I will roll.
Okay.
It's all right.
13. Yeah. I don't know. Are you impressed by that? You're really the only person who witnesses it.
Oh no, I wouldn't be impressed with that. I would definitely feel like I was giving a half-hearted performance, but really I'm just tickled by myself. Not tickled, but is the wrong word. I'm just happy that I've decided to help the group out. Clearly, this is one of those examples of look at me doing something for everybody that I will use later.
I'm just picturing like an entire internal monologue as Illyria climbs this rope like,
I
yes,
know, right?
I am the leader now. I will take this responsibility.
I'm like, I'm so good. I don't know if everyone noticed me actually do something nice.
Everyone should be my friend now because I'm so
Already
good at being
fantasizing about her reward.
Yeah. It's that, has anyone watched, I'm so sorry to derail just briefly, has anyone seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? Because there's a song in it called I'm a Good Person, where she's just singing like, I'm a good person, yes I am, and like, you can suck my dick because I'm such a good person. And I just imagine Illyria singing that.
Accurate. That's that.
So all of this happens within the span of just a couple of seconds as this internal monologue and a fourth wall breaking song enters into your head, and you pull yourself back into the moment, and MacLeod is continuing down the rope. You realize that your job was really just to make sure that he makes it back out, and you know that your performance may be subpar for your own standards, but you are watching that rope like nobody's business. Calder, you are watching as a entire narrative passes across Illyria's face. And the depth of this internal conversation is so clear that I don't even need to make an insight roll happen here. You have you've discerned that Illyria has been given some task by MacLeod. MacLeod has climbed down into the tomb to find Saray. And then immediately Illyria picks up her mandolin and debates playing it, decides to play it, and then seems to completely forget whatever task she was granted before remembering it and then looking back down into the hole.
All right. Did I hear MacLeod give her this job?
Yeah, you heard. The silence spell is only inside of the tomb.
All right. And so Cal looks down at himself, like still covered in black goo and slime, like various black nasty stuff. Just heavy sigh and looks back into the hole. Like, oh, okay. And he starts to move to climb down, saying to Illyria, I guess we've come all this way, it'd be a shame to let them die now.
You, your eyes kind of alight across your surroundings, Calder, and as you're looking down, the tombstone that you're standing on, it is inset into the ground. It's a wide, heavy, gray marble block, and on it, it says Edmund and Yvette Grail.
He, a bit of a double take. So, is this the tomb that we've that he's standing on, or the one that
you're in the graveyard, so you are surrounded by headstones and mausoleums and statues. You inadvertently were standing on one of these stones, and the stone that you're standing on, you look down for a moment, and it says, as you look back, it says Joseph and Josephine Saunters.
Kyle shakes his head and reaches for the alcohol in his jacket that he realizes then is not there. And just, and he continues. He's like visibly shaken, but he does not say anything and keeps making to descend.
Donald's lying down in the grass waiting for everybody else to get up here. Ooh, sun. Is it nighttime? Is there sun?
It is nighttime,
Oh.
so it's very dark and cold.
Oh, beautiful stars.
There are no stars in the sky.
Oh, that cloud looks like a spoon.
It does sort of look like a spoon.
Alright. I'll take it.
I would like Calder to descend and follow MacLeod.
You're going to climb down the rope.
Mm-hmm.
You grip onto the hemp rope and you start to lower yourself down, and immediately you fall into this silence, and it's very quiet. And as you continue down, you swear that you hear waves striking against wood as you climb down, and then it disappears as you make your way down. June, you watch as Calder moves over to the edge of this grave and descends down after MacLeod. Saray, you are standing at the entrance to the tunnel. The cat is sitting in front of you and has just pawed at the stone sarcophagus lid, and it has slid down silently, and it has revealed the charnel pit beyond. What are you doing?
I'm going to peek over the sarcophagus lid to see what I see on that side.
Okay.
Stealthily.
You peek your head around the sarcophagus, and you see scratched onto the front of the stone, "Run, Hawk."
Yeah, I saw that. I don't care about that. I want to see what's on the other side.
Okay. Well, then, as I said before, you don't see anything.
Okay, great.
It looks as if this entire space has been undisturbed since you and your companions found shelter within this grave the night before. Doddle, you are standing, and Illyri is across the way. You see Hawk kind of absent-mindedly meandering around the tombstones, and Illyri silently playing the mandolin. The rest of your companions have climbed down the rope, and you have yet to see Saray emerge. What would you like to do?
Can I look down the hole and be like, hello? What's the holdup?
As you say hello, your voice echoes for a brief moment and then is snuffed out by the silence spell. And you don't hear the rest of the echo as it goes down.
I'm gonna hop down.
You grab onto the rope and start descending.
Whee!
Hawk, you see out of the corner of your eye, your attention is brought back to the dwindling number of allies that you have above ground as Doddle leaps into the hole after the others.
I would like to do kind of a bit more of a focus to look around the area.
All right.
To see if anything pops out or anything that we might have missed, whether it's a sign or anything laying around.
Make a perception check.
All right.
Actually, I make the perception check.
Oh, yeah.
Wrong game. House rule. Are you +3 on your perception?
Let me double check that. I am +2.
You look about, and the serenity of this place and the solemn heaviness of the graveyard stretches out before you. It is completely silent, and as far as you can tell, you are entirely and completely alone.
All right. I kind of rest my hand on my sword. I pat it twice and go, all right, let's go, friend. And I'm going to follow everybody back down the rope.
You begin climbing down the rope, leaving Illyri alone. Illyri, you have watched all of your newfound companions make their way down the rope. Do you remain as ordered to guard the entrance here, or do you follow after Hawk?
Illyri watches as each person gives her the opportunity to leave at any point in time that she likes now. And she thinks about that. It's definitely on her mind that she could just run away from this entire situation. But she does as she's told. She stays there and waits to tell somebody, if someone shows up in 5 minutes, that these people have gone down that hole. However, to keep track of the 5 minutes, though, because she will reassess what she's going to do when those 5 minutes are up, because she gives them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps they are going to come back up in 5 minutes. Who knows what these people are up to? They've been up to a lot. And she just doesn't want to wrangle them, so she's going to do as she's told. But she's going to sit by the hole, hopefully so that she can maybe overhear what they've got going on. And she's going to take the time to notice that it is probably quiet around, and she's around a bunch of tombs, and she's going to, she'd like to play her mandolin on the grass and enjoy the quiet moment of being outside of the tomb and cast Bane, if possible.
It is possible. Do you remove the silencer on your mandolin?
If it would impact the spell, yes. If she can just kind of comply with what she's been asked to do, which is be a little quiet, she's going to comply with the quiet strumming if possible.
Okay, so then you're not going to remove the silencer, and you're going to cast your spell. And tell me.
Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. In this moment, she maybe not keep the silencer on, because her intent is maybe to play for the spirits around her as well.
Interesting.
Like if they're like, because I just imagine her sitting there and being like, well, yeah, these people are gone. Is there anybody else around? And she's going to play this.
So if you're going, let's start at the very beginning. I understand your intention here, and I'll definitely allow it, and we'll get a little RP with it. Bane is typically for entities that you can see, so you have to have a target. However, I'm going to allow you, if you choose, to open that up a little bit, and you can go ahead and cast your spell, and we'll see what happens.
Wish me luck.
So as you undo the little silencer band that Dottle had put onto your instrument, and the clear tones begin ringing out from your instrument, they echo across the stones around you and the monuments, and it's a very clear and pretty sound. It travels across this place, and the silence around you, which you know is just naturally the silence of a graveyard. It allows your music to fill the space, and it seems to carry forward with this beautiful crescendo that you wouldn't be able to find inside of that tomb because of the confined space and the way that the tones would bounce back at you so quickly. It would feel restrained, and here your music holds a freedom that you find very pleasing. So I've rolled your perception check, and as you begin plucking through the notes, tell me a little bit about the song that you're playing.
I have some lyrics.
I mean, if you would like to enact the song, I'm not going to stop you.
It's gonna be rough because I've been traveling recently, guys. So I have a little bit of a hoarse throat, but once I woke up to a dreary story in the city of the dead. Alone in the caverns I've misplaced my memory, not sure whose tomb I've just read. There's graves and gold at the heels of companions. My mandolin echoes through the night.
And as you finish the words "echoes through the night," you see a shadowy figure standing on one of the stone mausoleums across from you. It isn't moving, just watching you.
Always appreciate an audience. I'm going to continue to play.
Do you act as if you do not see the figure?
I would position myself so the figure can hear me better.
Go ahead and make a performance roll. I'm going to give you an advantage because of your physical performance, so you can roll with advantage on this. So roll twice and pick the higher. 18 is very good performance.
Is that another one?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No, you've rolled twice already.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I think you might automatically roll with advantage, so I've given you nothing. I'm very kind. Okay, well, you've gotten an 18, which is very, very good. And the figure doesn't seem to move closer, but does seem to be listening intently. You can't see features. It's very dark. And your dark vision is just at the very edge of where this figure is standing. So maybe 80 feet or so out, you see this humanoid form, dark, standing on the top of a stone mausoleum, listening intently to your song. Below, MacLeod and June, you are the first to place your boots back inside of the dusty tomb, and the stifling stiffness of the air once again greets you, and the fresh air that you had taken from the city of the dead is gone, and you are reminded of how oppressive this underground crypt system is. You do not see Saray.
Is the silence spell still on?
Yep, it is. I'm gonna look at you and be like, should I hand gestures of like, should I take the spell off? Like, yes, no, yeah. Okay, then she releases her silence spell.
And with a quick word to your god and a wave of your hand, the silence disperses on the tomb, and immediately it is replaced with an empty, airy vacuum. It doesn't, the tomb itself is very quiet, but you can certainly hear the kind of gentle flow of air within this space. And above you now, you hear beautiful singing and a mandolin.
Well, she's entertaining herself.
And whoever else is possibly out there. Great.
And you see your companions coming down on the rope. And you can hear Hawk's armor as it clatters together, as if it were a collection of pots and pans that were tethered together and rattled fiercely in your direction.
Did you all need to come down here?
We're just getting Saray.
May I actually, I don't hear that. Do I hear that? Did we dispel silence?
Yeah, it's dispelled. Everybody hears everything now.
Okay. Upon hearing that and then hearing beautiful music come from above, I'm gonna be like, in my brain, I think they got this. I blew up a worm. I think I'm off the hook. And I'm gonna climb back up the rope so I can hang out with Illyria and listen to her play.
Okay, so you start climbing up the rope, and you stop when you hit Hawk's boot.
Ah!
Hey,
Alright,
Donald.
Mendo's gonna wait for everybody else to get down, but I'll wait.
So you were still mid rope, so you can go up or down, but Hawk is coming down after you, so it's up to you.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna climb over Hawk.
You like boot my face into goblin foot. Oh god. Oh, I didn't know there were claws on your foot, Donald. Oh, ow. Ow, ass. What the hell?
Apparently, you have a hole in your boot now.
I have a hole in my boot.
Oh,
I
nice.
made you those boots,
Am
didn't
I
I?
still wearing your boots? I thought I took them off.
I think I gave them back to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know. There were claws in my face. I assumed it was a foot. It could have been a hand.
It might be the
All
gears.
right.
I'll fix up the boot. Don't matter. It's fine.
All right, Saray,
Right.
behind you, you hear everyone hanging from a rope, having a bit of a discussion about a boot.
What's the cat doing?
Looking at you, and it leaps up onto the lid of that stone sarcophagus, and then just kind of perches itself. It's a big yellow eye turns, and it looks back out towards the charnel pit, and then back to you.
I'm going to look at it because I presume it's now at my eye level, and I'm just going to and I'm going to reach into its open, gaping wound where I see all the ribs, and I'm going to grab it by the spine.
Oh my god! Sorry.
Sorry.
It begins immediately purring.
I'm going to pick it up,
That's traumatic.
and I'm going to head to the rope
Okay.
by the spine. I'm picking it up by the internal
The
spine.
cat is not.
of this guy.
The cat is not fighting you. The
Perfect.
cat. It clearly wants to go back the other way, and it keeps looking at you and meowing, but it's not fighting to get away.
Okay. Cool.
You just botched the grab last time.
Yeah.
So
Do I need to roll?
no.
Oh, okay.
There's gonna be nothing left of this cat by the time we reach our goal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Let's
a
do it.
paw.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not
Well, maybe the
dismantling this
skeleton
thing. It's
is what we
like
need.
you know how like when you grab cats by the neck and then they like kind of go like nah. That's what I'm just like kind of grabbing it by the spine,
Like a handbag.
and then yeah, like like a puppet.
Oh.
And
oh.
then
Oh, Momo O'Brien.
and
That's
then,
literally what I was picturing. I'm sorry.
I was thinking like a puppet and like
That's worse.
putting it in my hands and like let's go, like we're going up the rope, little boob.
Okay.
Little boo.
So Hawk, you've got a boot full or a face full of boot, and Calder, you make it down now, and MacLeod, Juniper, you see Saray with the cat turn the corner and walk back into this this grave.
Oh, sorry, you alright?
I book it
Take your
after
time.
Saray.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the cat. I think I got it now.
I'm just like
Fine.
still in the room. I'm like, wait.
And
What's
then-
wrong
we
with the
going?
cat?
You all come down here?
Yeah.
Why did you all come down here?
Don't ask
I
me
don't
that.
know.
Hawk, you've made it down. Doddle, you made it back up.
Do I see anything else when I climb back up?
I believe you are +5 for your perception. Is that correct?
Boop. +2.
Oh, I am giving you far too much credit, aren't I?
That's
That's all
it
right.
happens a lot.
Doddle. You climb up, and all you see is O'Leary very cheerfully and clearly intoning this beautiful song.
Can I like lean up against the tunnel and just looking at her? It's been a
now
long time since I guess the last time I heard music was like the bar, but it's not quite the same. It's nice and quiet.
Yeah, and it's very pretty. You don't notice anything else. Hawk, you're at the bottom of the tunnel. You're at the foot of the grave. Everyone is now there.
All right. I'm gonna just kind of take a look around, see if anything's changed at all or anything.
Sorry to worry everyone. We were just grabbing Saray. She was taking her time.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're going up to that. We're not going out this way then.
Depends on Saray. Saray, is there anything
No.
different?
Let's get the hell out of here.
What the?
Why?
What are you holding that
What's wrong
cat
with the
by the
cat?
spine?
Yes, because the cat would not come, so I'm grabbing it by the spine and we're taking it out of here.
Aren't we supposed to follow the cat?
Yeah, I thought we were
And
supposed
the
to follow
cat
the
like
cat.
our
So where's the cat
map?
telling us to go?
The cat's telling us to keep going through the crypt, but since we're supposed to get out, since we're supposed to get out, I imagine when it meows, it vibrates like the whole thing, and it just like. Fabian's like grossed out by it. Yes, but we're supposed to be getting out of the crypt anyway. Let's just have the cat show us where to go above ground.
All right. Do you want me to hold on to Captain Whiskers then?
I think I
Is
got
that
it now.
his name?
Is
I'm
there a
naming
reason
him
we
that.
might have to go through the crypt? I don't know. I don't get magical help very often. I feel like it probably should be listened to.
Well, we were going through the crypt originally to stay hidden, and clearly that didn't help the situation since we're being tracked by a drow-ish creature.
We could pull a Scooby-Doo and, split the party.
Who?
I do love that play. Oh, it's a play?
Oh, is it a mummer's
Yeah.
farce?
Yeah, it's just a humanoid farce. Anyways, yeah, that's an option that we could do. I could, of course, stick with my goblin, and if anyone else wants to stay with us, we could be at the top, and then anyone else who wants to go through under here could do just that.
Nah, I want to go upstairs. I'm done with this.
Plus, in the Scoobert Dubert farces, the villain was always like a man, whereas we're facing literal monsters, so maybe splitting up might not be a good idea. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay. June goes up to like Mr. Whiskers and just like, are we supposed to be going through the crypt, Mr. Whiskers?
Captain Whiskers.
You talk to the cat, and I need you to make an animal handling check.
Buddy.
And I'm going to have you roll at a disadvantage because you're
Darn.
calling the cat Mr. Whiskers.
When he is clearly a captain.
Well,
The disrespect.
I don't know.
Yeah.
he doesn't even know
He
that
did not
exists.
serve for you to call him Mr. He also has a doctorate, so Dr. Whiskers or Professor Whiskers works. but,
Captain
you know.
Whiskers, PhD.
Mr. They don't know me. They've never seen me before. They didn't even know I was with you guys in the gang. These rolls were terrible. I got my lowest is a 1.
Your lowest is a 1. You rolled a natural 1?
I rolled a
is
3 first.
Okay, so it was a
Yeah.
modified. It was You have a negative to your animal handling
I think so. Hold on.
as a nature cleric.
Oh no, it's just I know as a nature cleric. No, animal handling is 0.
Okay, well, it's a 0, so it's not a negative though. So because I think it's a wisdom-based skill, I don't think that you
Cat
should
explodes
have.
in front of me.
Yeah. So, but you do. The cat looks at you and kind of swats at you with its claws.
I didn't know he still had claws. All right, I think I'm gonna go up the rope. Yeah, is anyone else gonna go up the rope? I'm gonna.
Do you want me
Oh.
to try with Captain Whiskers? Because,
Up the rope.
like,
Or are we going
Yeah, maybe he
together or are
smells
we
like
going
the-
alone? Or like going separate.
I'm gonna pause all of you, and then let's go back up to the above world.
Be careful getting up. Someone watching.
Huh? Can I look around?
Oh, that's a natural 1.
I rolled
Yeah.
for perception.
For perception, yeah. So you
You're funny, O'Leary.
yeah, you look around and you don't see anyone.
Do you, What did you say again? There's somebody watching? And I'm gonna crawl up out of the tunnel. Do you follow a religion, O'Leary? I would love to know more about it.
Why don't you sit down and let me play a little longer, and I'll tell you about it.
Okay, and I'm gonna cross my leg and sit and watch O'Leary play. What could possibly go wrong?
And I'd like to just switch into a new song. How long has it been since they all went down the hole?
It has been probably 3 minutes.
She's going to continue to play. Larry's going to continue to play towards this figure. And as each person comes up, she'll try to give them a little nudge that as she like shifts her mandolin that way to, hey, look over there. Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's what she said.
All right, so I'm gonna have you make a single performance check. Never trust a bard. All right, so your performance roll is an 8. Okay, so I will have them roll with a disadvantage when they come out. Everybody will get a disadvantage insight check. And if you are able to determine what this performance is secretly telling you, you will have a little bit of an heads up as to what's going on. So below in the tomb, the rest of the party has kind of huddled around this rope, and above you, the sounds of Illyri's performance continues on. What would you like to do collectively?
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go up, because don't know about all of you, but last time she did this, she was playing for a beholder, so yeah.
Yep, let's head up.
And June just kind of whoop and starts climbing up.
I'm gonna take one last look around, probably make sure the lid's secure so that nobody like can easily go in and follow us.
Okay, so yeah, you do see that the stone sarcophagus lid has shifted a little, and you walk into the corridor. Hawk walks away from the rest of the group.
I think Mags would stay if Hawk's walking off. He'd like make sure that Hawk's always in eye line.
All right, is everyone else going back up the rope? Calder?
Yeah. For
Saray?
the record, though, if the cat comes back down, so am I.
Okay. Saray, you're going up with the cat in one hand?
Yep. We're taking this bugger. We're going. Getting out of here.
All right. I'm not going to make you make an acrobatics check, but it does slow you down because you were holding on to a cat.
That's fine.
All right. And so Juniper, Calder, and Saray go up. Hawk, you move down the corridor towards the stone lid. MacLeod, you are at the rope watching. Hawk, you step away. You see that the lid has shifted. You want to try to move it back?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and put it back in place.
All right, just make an athletics check for me, please.
All right, that is dirty 20.
Yeah. So without any effort whatsoever, you manage to grab on to the stone lid. You shift it forward and push it back into place. I'm gonna make a perception check for you. Are you +3?
2.
Yeah, you put the stone lid back into place, and the rest of the charnel pit off into the distance disappears underneath the weight of that stone lid. Everything is as it should be.
All right, I think we're good here. I'm gonna head back to the rope.
You turn back around the corner, MacLeod. After a moment, Hawk reemerges.
You all right?
Yeah, the lid was a little ajar, so I wanted to make sure that it was in place.
All right. You all right, though?
Yeah. Yeah, how about you? You doing okay?
I'm, good as I can be.
Yeah.
You just went a little dark side earlier. I'm just making sure that you're fine.
Yeah.
I also shot you, which I do apologize for. I did,
if I'm gonna get nitpicky, I'm less offended that you shot me and more offended that you missed. I mean, it was right there. Like, can we even trust you in combat, buddy?
Well, I can blame Saray for that. I would have got you.
Yeah. That's all good.
I'm sorry for that. I didn't mean.
I'm gonna put a hand on MacLeod's shoulder. I'm like, seriously though, I am sorry. I
Same. I
For
do
once-
trust you.
Magla, you really shouldn't. After the shit move I just pulled,
If Cal is within earshot when Hawk says you really shouldn't, he just.
the shit that's following us. Hell, you saw what they did to Calder.
Who was on the rope at this point?
I'm climbing up that shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. Fuck
Yeah, I
this.
think-
I'm out.
Are we all
I think
climbing?
everyone's out because Maglo was waiting
Except
for Hawk.
yeah, but not everybody had left the tunnel
hole.
yet. So
Right.
Yeah.
let's say I think Calder, you were first. So Calder, go ahead and make an insight check. And Illyri, if you wish to add anything to your performance.
At the end of my performance, maybe after everybody has come up the rope, I just want to yell out to the figure that I keep saying, "Hey, do you have any song requests?"
Okay, so pause that. That doesn't happen quite yet. Calder, you have a 4 on your insight, and you crawl out, and yeah, this is a great song. Illyri is actually more talented than she appears, and Doddle's kind of enthralled, and you look about, and yeah, it's an excellent performance.
Hey.
Saray, you are next. Go ahead and make an insight check, please.
Insight. Insight?
Insight. That's an 8, which is marginally better than a 4, but not the number I was looking for. You come out, and you actually don't recognize anything through Illyri's performance. It just seems to be a pleasant song that Illyri is crafting, and both Calder and Doddle are listening intently. And you step out from the edge of the grave, and as you do, the hairs on the back of your neck raise, and you, from the corner of your eye, see a figure, a shadowed form, standing on a mausoleum about 80 feet away. It's dark. There is a very slight cast of moonlight through the clouded night. And so because of that, you are able to see the outline of this figure, though very, very little in the way of features or shape. You cannot tell much about them at all, but they are watching intently as your group is watching a bard play at the foot of a grave. The cat is in your grasp, and it's just kind of looking back at the hole.
Of not kick it, but like scuffle my foot to get it away from the hole, and just be like, "No, we're not going down there."
It just kind of sits and looks at you.
It looks like it wants to go back in the hole.
It's looking down there, yeah, Calder.
I agree with the undead cat.
I've still got my hand on Magla's shoulder. I'm like, these things that chase us, they can do things like what they did to Calder earlier. So you had the right idea, but there's 2 ways you can deal with it. There's a spell called Protection from Good and Evil. If you're in doubt, cast it, and if you can't do that, a shot to the head. Okay?
All right.
Don't take chances.
I famously do, but I'll take your word for it.
I pat him twice on the shoulder and I start climbing up.
Okay. Illyri and Saray, the figure, as people keep emerging out of the hole in the ground, the figure turns and disappears back into the night.
Oh wait, did we see that figure? I thought we didn't see it because I rolled so low on the
You
insight.
did, and so at the end of this round, Illyria announces,
Hey, do you have any song requests?
and seems to be speaking to somebody that everybody now kind of like doesn't know who Illyria's talking to, with the exception of Saray.
Who was that?
Not exactly sure. They just showed up.
Who is who?
Wait, who shut up?
Hmm.
Yeah, we had somebody
Where?
watching, off into the distance, right over there.
Can I start running where Illyria was pointing?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use my divine sense.
Why are we running?
Can I trip Donald before she runs off too far?
You can certainly try. What would you like to do?
Just what I can tell that it doesn't feel like a great idea. So I would just like to maybe, like, if she's running past me, put out my foot to see if, or like just kind of get in her way a little bit so that she can't. And if she does keep going, definitely try and jump her.
Okay, so Doddle, make an acrobatics check, and Illyri, make an athletics check.
I got an 8. Not great.
What was it? What was the check again?
Athletics.
And as I do this, may I just say, like, hey, not so fast there.
How you got a 9, so one above. You do trip Doddle. Doddle, you skid across the dirt and kind of like roll as you trip over something.
Ow.
I wouldn't go too far. We don't know who that is.
And now we'll never know.
Hawk, you reach out with your senses, and as you do, you sense an undead presence in front of you, which is the cat. And you sense a strange, lingering essence of undead. But as far as a strong sense from an individual, there is nothing.
I'm gonna go help Doddle up. Whatever it was, it's gone now, I think.
Thank you.
MacLeod finishes climbing up the rope and then gets to the top. Right, so am I disabling this? He points to his little still flying automaton.
The cat wants us to go back in.
I agree. I believe that the goal was to get us out of here, but perhaps there's something more that we're missing.
Is it to like a place?
Yes,
hey.
the cat's supposed to lead us to our cart. That the Gravesmaster left for us to pick up so we could get to the next safe place. Right? DM, right? That's what I remember.
All of you recall that the cat was assigned to you to lead you through the crypts of the city of the dead because it was safer than sending you out into the streets. There was less of a chance of you being spotted or accosted in the open. You are currently far enough away from where the Gravesmaster's home is that you feel that you would be able to continue on here above ground if you chose to, but the cat and the cat specific programming, as it were, leads you through the crypts.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you all here, but somebody was talking about meat pies last night, and I gotta tell you, it's really nice traveling with you all, but...
Wait, were you eavesdropping? I thought you were supposed to be sleeping.
All I know is that I was dreaming of meat pies last night, and I can't exactly figure it out. But I need one now, and I'm very hungry. If you guys don't, if all of you don't need me, then perhaps I can part ways?
Meat pie sounds really good, actually.
I would also really like a meat pie, but
Mm.
also
Just keep thinking about how juicy they are.
the crypt was meant to be safer than being up here, but I've had a few near-death experiences down there. So, Lord, what's going on up here? You know?
Yeah. That
I
did not
agree.
seem safe at all.
I feel that it may have been a better idea for us to not be seen, but clearly something is following us. So it wouldn't matter either way.
Did we want to maybe bring Juniper's idea? Juniper's gonna talk better. Keep going.
No, just yeah. As Dottle was going to agree with me, I think that we should pull the what did you call it, Hawk? The scuba hoo-hoo? Yeah.
The who what?
The Scooby Gang.
Oh, Scuba
Oh,
Doo.
yes.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I
Scoobert
love that
Doobert.
play.
Yeah, Scoobert Doobert. Classic piece. I think that we should definitely go with that. And whoever wants to go down below can.
Well, perhaps me, O'Leary, and Calder may don some cloaks and go get some meat pies and be prepared for a feast when you guys get out.
We're in the middle of a fucking graveyard. MacLeod like wishes his hand out to like the endless. It's like an endless sea of graves, right? Like, where the fuck are you gonna get meat pies from?
Where do we get out of here? How
More
big can this
importantly-
graveyard be? Well, I guess the city of the dead.
It's like
That
a
sounds
whole
pretty big.
city. It's
I guess we
big.
do need to
and,
find the cart.
like
Also,
you walk.
People die every day.
Who
I'm
knows
just
how
gonna say
long we'll
it
have the
too.
opportunity to get meat pies.
Plus, I feel like Dottle, you and I going above ground might be a bad idea. We're the ones specifically being tracked, and possibly you, Calder, if the flayers were able to get to you earlier.
Okay, right. No splitting up. We're all gonna stick together, right?
Yeah,
I know I'm not
I
the
agree.
leader, but I'm making an executive decision.
No, I
us splitting
agree.
up.
I think splitting up is a bad idea because it puts us. It just makes us in a weaker position. If only a few people go down in the graves and we get onto something like that Kerrigan crawler, or they get onto something like that Kerrigan crawler again, I think it would end up worse for.
And the people down in the crypts do know where they're going because they have the cat, but the people up here have no idea. They're just gonna
Exactly.
pick a direction and walk. It's a fucking travesty.
Also, I'm just gonna say we kick major ass when we're together.
Yeah.
We do. We're a very good
Okay.
squad.
Well,
How long are you all
then-
gonna be
I
able to
think
keep that up?
your idea, Juniper, is very, very valid, but I'm just concerned of the
That's
safety of
fine.
the rest of the group.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the crypt now.
Understandable.
Because he said it was safest for us, and I didn't trust that man from the beginning. However, it clearly was not. So do we want to put it to a vote on whether we should
I
go
mean,
back
he
down
said
or stay above?
safest, not safe. Might be
Safest.
safer than up here. If
Also,
we'd been
there-
up here for what, 15 minutes? You said, sorry, Illyria, you said that we've already been caught, right? Someone was looking at us. They could be no one. They could be like a fucking groundskeeper. I think we should take this as a nice break. We've breathed some fresh air, the freshest air that we've breathed in like a week. We should go back down, and we should just put our heads down and just continue on. Everyone
Okay,
say
yeah,
aye. If you're into it, say aye.
Cannonball! And I'm gonna jump back into the tunnel. Whee!
No.
Just
Dottle
make an,
dies
make an
on impact.
make an acrobatics check.
Well, I was planning. I'm gonna try and you know what? Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns. Let's do
As
it.
long as you don't get a natural one, you'll be all right.
I got a
yeah.
21.
You
Holy
beautifully, like with one hand, kind of spiral down the rope. No harm done at all. You
Like,
land on
what are
your
those
feet.
silk acrobats that like fall down the ribbons?
Yeah.
rhythmic gymnastics?
Yeah.
Well, Cirque du Soleil. You
Over
make
the
your
edge.
way down the rope with great agility. Who else goes down?
I follow the Dottle.
Okay. Juniper begins down the rope. Anyone else?
Calder, you want to go down?
I changed my mind the second somebody mentioned meat pies.
There's no way we're
Second.
getting meat pies, Calder.
Would
There's
a
no
better
way.
chance up here than down there.
We'll try and get meat pies
Where?
once we finally get to the cart.
Okay.
All right? I'll even take everyone out to get meat pies.
Have a nice day out.
Cal's eyes just get really big when she says that. Okay.
Taco episode!
Alright.
You start down the rope again, Calder, and it's not silence this time, but you do hear those waves again. And as you're moving down the rope creaks in a way that reminds you of the masting on the Kraken's Kiss. And you remember the first time that you saw that ship, that you were very young, but it was a dot on the horizon, and it was coming towards the siren's call, and the cannons started to ring out. But the moment passes, and you continue to make your way down. Who else is on the rope?
I'd like Hawk to go last.
Okay, so Hawk is going last.
I'll go.
The cat leaps onto your shoulders and rides down on your back, kind of wrapping its undead tail around your throat.
Great. Cute.
All right, Illyri, do you climb down the rope?
Leary looks up at the sky, fiddles with the mandolin a little bit. Really not liking this idea of getting into this cavern again.
Right.
She's, can she really doesn't want to, and everything in her is just like, I don't know these people. I don't know what I'm doing here, and I don't want to go back into whatever that is. She has no commitment, so she's gonna look at MacLeod's already down the hole.
Yeah, the only person who's not is Hawk.
She looks over at Hawk.
Hawk looks back.
You all don't need me here, do you? You've got this
Sure.
taken care of?
Honestly, I really think we do need you. I honestly really do, but I can't make you go down there. That's not my position, but if you want to go, you're welcome with us.
Can I do a survival check to see if I can get out of here on my own?
To try to get away from the situation?
I
or
just
to try
want
to
to
get
look
out of the...
Yeah,
you,
if I
you
can
want
get
to
out
know
of
if you
the
can get out.
city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a survival check. Yeah. That's a natural 20. Go ahead and roll again and see if you get a second natural 20.
I messed this up last time, so it's /roll.
You can just roll the same thing again. You can click your
Oh, okay,
survival,
okay.
and
Okay.
if it's green, we'll know it's a natural 20 again.
Cool.
Okay, so it's not a natural 20. It's still a great roll. You do know the way out. You are able to follow the faint light of the rest of the city, and you can kind of see where the other wards of Waterdeep are based on the slight glow on the horizon. So you've already kind of, by looking up, and even though there are no stars present, you are a sailor, and you feel the kind of cold, salty breeze across your face, and you know which direction is west. You know where the shore is, just instinctively. So with that information, you think that you could find your way around the city very easily.
So Leary's gonna think about that and put her hand on her pocket and feel that piece of paper that she is piece of parchment she's very aware of. And she's going to make the choice to go down the hole.
Okay. Looking around one last time, you make your way down the rope. Hawk, you're the last one outside. Are you making your way down?
I put a hand on the rope, and I'm like a little trembling right now. And I take a last gulp of fresh surface air, and I go underground.
Okay. Everyone is now back within the crypt that you had spent the night in. There are the remains of the small fire in the center, and there is a stone lid from a sarcophagus that has been propped up to block the only entrance into the rest of the crypts. Above you, you have the very faint shaft of moonlight that comes in from above, and the mechanical brass instrument that MacLeod had sent up deactivates and drops down. The rope pools itself on the ground in front of you. You are back within the underground.
Can I kneel in front of the cat? Where to, small friend?
It kind of jaunts back towards where the lid is and paws at it.
I go to the lid and I try to pull it, but I imagine Doddle's just like, ugh, and it's not moving at all.
Yeah, it probably doesn't move
June
very
walks
much.
over and tries to help.
Okay, both of you can make an athletics check.
Yay.
Got a 16.
You didn't need me. I got a 4.
Okay, yeah, both of you are still pushing at it. It barely moves, but it does kind of slide just a little bit.
I'm gonna head back over
Kyle
to
is
the
watching them and eating jerky.
The jerky is no meat pie, Cal.
Mm.
It
He
is-
squints a little bit.
Yeah, it is meat, but it is no meat pie.
A little help, please.
He squints, staring at them both for a second. And goes, "Okay." And he's gonna try and help.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check, please.
Oh. Oh. Did it-
Nice.
Oh my lord.
Are you?
It's another natural 20. Go ahead and roll to see if you can duplicate that, Cal.
Cal walks over and just like flips it like a table.
Right. Jesus.
Jesus, son of
I-
a god motherfucker.
So yeah, June and Doddle are struggling to try to move this stone lid. You walk over, and Calder looks at both of you and kind of nonchalantly leans on it, and it just slides back into the other room, down into the charnel pit. It isn't even so much a show of strength, but an understanding of the leverage of the entire setup. And so, very, very suave, very easy movements. Calder pushes this door, the stone sarcophagus door, inward, and it slides away as if it were nothing.
I don't mean to be like this.
Well, my ego was bruised.
Thank you very much for your assistance, Calder. Is it?
Thanks, Calder.
Can we go in now?
Cal just chews his jerky pointedly.
Inside the tomb, Maglo, Saray, Illyri, and Hawk, what are you doing?
Illyri is just she's taking the fabric that little Doddle or the little doodle gave her and is putting it back on so that she can play quietly.
Okay, so you mute your instrument, and Maglo?
MacLeod picks up the rope, puts it into his pack, and then right, we going?
We're going.
Great.
Yeah.
Hawk, do you follow after as well?
Unhappily, yes.
I'm gonna march in the front.
Can I just turn to Hawk and say something? So we're gonna square up about payment later, right?
Hawk just kind of like hangs his head, shakes it. How much do you want?
Well, I don't know if you want to do like a retainer thing here, or if you want to do case by case situation, like each thing that shows up, you give me gold, whatever.
Listen, Illyri, if money's all you want, I'll give you money.
Shake on that.
I just like grab my hand in my pouch, grab an indiscriminate amount of gold, and just put it in her hand.
I'll tell you when this runs out.
Yeah, there's like 20 gold.
I'll subtract that.
Well, thank you, and I'll keep my end of the bargain.
I have opened up the map, and the room that you were just in is right here. You should see a purple circle opening up on the battle map. And each of you should be able to move your figures. And if you would, please align yourself in your marching order. This is the area that you've come from over here. And there are a number of passages and some stairs, carved stone entryways over here.
Which way is the cat telling us to go? Like north?
The cat is moving towards the steps that are off to the east.
Can I go any further than that?
You are, yeah, you should probably stop there.
Also, June is like right on your tail.
Kind of gathering.
She's purposefully like not looking at the bodies. It's very much like out of sight, out of mind. Just marching, imbued with a new confidence since blowing up a worm from the inside.
Dead bodies who?
Absolutely. I'm going to actually switch us off this map because it is still lagging, and I don't want it to interrupt our gameplay. So we're going to do this theater of the mind. There is a long corridor there in front of you, and as you enter into it, I will describe the situation as soon as I can flip us off of this map, so as to not cause us any sort of delays.
First, before we move on, Matt was like, Doddle, do you want to not be out front?
Why?
Because you're tiny and we have a man just over there who's like built like a brick shithouse full of armor. Probably want him to go out first, so if someone jumps us, they don't jump you.
MacLeod, I saved an entire ship. I blew up an entire worm. What else do I have to do to prove to you that I'm your equal?
All right, you
It's
are
not-
my equal, but you're my equal in terms of you can blow shit up better than anyone here. You can't take the hits, all right? You need to be back here with me.
Yeah, doll, we can let them hit me and then you blow them up.
Yeah,
Oi,
look at
that's the
June.
plan. That's how it's worked before. That's why you're able to do the thing with the ship.
June?
Because June and Hawk, they took the hits.
Yes, Doddle.
I'm just gonna look at her like, what do?
June's gonna look down at you, look at MacLeod. Do what you want, Doddle. And June's gonna take out her thorn whip and like crack it. I'll
Are
be
you
right behind
fucking-
you. You wanna lead? Lead. You're strong enough.
All right, okay. I don't know why this is suddenly me saying that she's not strong enough. I know she's strong enough. I'm saying that if something jumps out at her, she's not going to be able to use her magic. Hawk, can you tell him? Saray, can you tell him?
Cal is looking back and forth like he's watching a fight about to break out in a high school. Like,
Also, Nox and Fab have frozen for me.
They've also
Oh yeah,
frozen
they
for
froze
me.
for me too.
That might be a roll
that's why
20.
they're not talking.
Now the players are the DMs.
I'm gonna
It's
go
a lawless
away
land!
for editing them.
Nox's freeze frame looks so pensive. I didn't
really
notice it was
does.
freezing.
Anarchy!
taken over the campaign.
I did only notice it from Bob.
You get advantage, and you get advantage.
You get advantage!
Yeah,
Anarchy.
Momo,
I'm
roll
so
me a
excited.
d20.
Anarchy.
Inspirations for everyone.
D20 right
oh
now.
no!
Future Momo.
Mike
Keep
is
this
now
in.
host.
Oh,
am God now.
I never stop recording.
No,
Keep
good.
it on
Mo,
the
roll me a d20. This is going to save the entire story.
I'm just gonna
I'm the
keep
host
rolling
now.
a d20
That makes
until
me-
I get a 20.
Sorry, as
We're gonna
host,
come-
I'm the DM
He's gonna
now,
come
so,
back and be like, bad students.
Boom.
all right.
Boom.
18!
Shit,
Oh, Mo, you got an
everybody.
18! Doddle is turned back into a beautiful princess. Amazing!
Everybody, as the host, I'm DM now, so roll for initiative. We're fighting sexy vampires.
Woo!
Yes!
Can I run away? Can I run away? I want to run in the opposite direction.
Like this.
All right. Okay.
We all
Okay.
get
Okay.
the
So
escape rope from
Kaza.
Pokemon.
you're on
Spin
the
around.
space planet of sexy vampires. You turn and run, and as you turn and run, you find the himbo werewolves. They're all incredibly
I definitely
strong.
hang out with the werewolves and
Oh,
enjoy their company.
thankfully, that didn't really screw too much up. Fabian, can you get back in?
Okay, everyone act normal.
All right. Nox
Nah,
is
it's
DM
fine.
again now.
Yeah,
But it's fine. The things that we've done with the story can never be changed.
Yep. Nat
So-
20s
You-
across
you-
the board.
Yeah, you, my friend, are asking for trouble. I will take it and I will twist it back around.
Also,
Yeah.
Doddle is now a beautiful elven princess again.
I mean,
But her name is Slagathor.
a boring choice, but I'm behind it. So Doddle is in front. Who is behind Doddle?
I
I'm
thought
behind
Juniper.
Donald.
Yeah.
Yes.
Juniper. And then behind Juniper,
I think I was behind both of them.
Calder.
Cal was.
And then how are the rest of you
I
aligned
think it's
here?
an exasperated MacLeod arguing to Hawk and Saray as to why Doddle shouldn't be in front.
And
to-
so, Illyria, are you in the very back of the party then?
Hawk and I are new best friends, and I just want to just talk to Hawk and start I'm very excited. Thank you for this opportunity. We're gonna be great pals.
Now you're
also-
excited now that you have coin in your hand.
Also,
Yeah.
to finish that argument, I'm gonna look at June, and then look at Maglo a little more sternly and say, I feel like I can lead. And I'm gonna.
A leader doesn't have to be in the front. A leader knows where they're best
I'm gonna
utilized.
turn around. I'm gonna shout at Maglo and say, "What do you know?" Yeah, I'm gonna keep walking and not look around.
Maglo,
Hey,
and I'm gonna put
hey,
my hand on
hey.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder as he tries to A. Sometimes
I need Doddle to make a dexterity saving throw.
Perfect. Great.
sometimes people have to learn
Should
the hard way.
should I do the same? Because I'm on her tail.
22.
Make a dexterity saving throw, June. If you are directly, if as she pushes forward, you're right behind her, then yes, I need you to.
Got a 22.
I got to 13.
A large stone slab drops out from underneath your feet as the two of you push forward in this corridor. Doddle, you immediately leap back. June, you pinwheel as you try desperately to grab onto the wall as the floor falls out beneath you.
Can I reach behind her and try and grab her?
That would be a reflex action or a reaction, and you will not be able to grab her this round. So, June, you begin falling. The first thing that I want you to do as you begin falling is to make your acrobatics check.
Okay, 19.
All right. So you do catch yourself on the wall, and you are hanging by a grip on the wall. There is no floor beneath you, and you're looking at Doddle's surprised face as it seems like she's trying to reach out to you or try to do something, but this is all happening in the blink of an eye. The floor beneath you is gone, and you see a kind of a sickly gray water as that stone splashes into it and kind of sinks away. And there's like a bubbling murkiness to the water beneath you. It's about 20 feet down. The corridor continues on past this point, and you can see a open area off in the distance, and there's a faint glow emanating from that space ahead of you. Calder, what are you doing? You're right behind them. Yeah, you're first, and then Maglo.
Well, it seems like maybe June could use a little help.
Please. Help me.
Let's see what we got here. I don't know. I have. Is she far enough away that I could reach to her?
Yes, you could reach. You can kind of jolt forward and try to reach out to her if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we could try to do a swing her around back situation.
Make an athletics check, please, Calder.
Oh, sweet beans. Oh,
That's a natural 1.
there we.
You're paying for that karmatic energy
It
that
had
you
to
were.
happen.
Yeah. So roll again and see if you get another natural 1, please, Calder. As per our house rules, natural 1s and natural 20s are always either exceptional or horrible. It's a dirty 20, not a natural 20. But Calder, you reach forward to try to grab onto Juniper and to try to bring her back over to the ledge. And as you do, stone crumbles underneath Juniper's grasp. And Juniper, I need you to make another acrobatics check as you fall deeper into the pit.
Ain't that something?
I killed Juniper.
Yeah. No.
My bad roll.
There is a god. I got another 19.
Oh.
Nice.
So
Nice.
as the wall crumbles underneath your grasp and you start falling, you see that Calder, like, grabbing at you has forced you to, like, this very precarious grip. It's not that Calder didn't, like, have every intention to try to help pull you over. It's that the wall that you're hanging on to is so precarious and your fingers are just barely on there that immediately upon just barely touching you, you lose your grip and you begin falling. Calder doesn't grab onto you, kind of just stands there, shocked at the situation. But you happen to grab onto Calder's leg as you are falling, and Calder almost pulls into the pit with you. However, Calder, you now get to make an athletics check to stand your ground.
Can I help? Because I'm right at the edge. Can I help by grabbing Calder's leg?
Wait, was this athletics this whole time?
Yes, it was you rolled
That is
acrobatics.
not what I rolled.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Oh well.
A natural 1 would have been a natural 1 regardless.
Hey.
You managed to stand your ground. You are watching all this happen, Dawdle. You can make that's more of a supportive action, but I'm going to allow it. Go ahead and make an athletics to try to grab onto Calder and keep Calder from going in any further.
A chain.
19.
Okay, so you do grab on. You don't know how much help you are being in this moment, but you do grab onto the back of Calder's coat and are kind of like firmly anchoring him down.
Like a toddler.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh, you're hugging onto his leg. Okay, so
forgot that I have luck.
you do.
I will remember that next time.
You should.
Next time.
As if you fucking need it as.
Yeah.
Really?
This
Right.
one time, apparently.
It's only because I'm involved.
No, so you understand. I will always make you try to confirm, and if you continue to roll badly, like that negates. Like even if you use luck, but if you roll 3 natural 1s in a row, I'm still going to make something campaign altering happen. All right. So, MacLeod, you're behind this mess as you kind of see everyone clumped together in front of this pit. What do you want to do?
MacLeod, after already being kind of exasperated, sighs, takes the rope back out of his bag, and is like, "Oh, sorry, can you hold on to this?" And walks over, and is like, "Hey, June, grab onto this," and then lowers some rope in, and then tries to have the 3 of them being anchor so they can all get back out.
Okay. Well, we're not at the end of the round yet. Okay, so you put down a rope. Juniper, you're able to grab onto that next round. MacLeod, yeah, you're not there yet. MacLeod puts the rope down. We know what Hawk and Calder are doing. Hawk, because Hawk, you're holding onto the rope. Is there anything you want to add to that?
I'm gonna wrap it around my forearm and just kind of grip it as hard as I can.
Okay. Saray, what is it that you are doing in this moment?
I'm also gonna help June's still in the pit, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and she's hanging out
But
for
it
dear
is
life.
it's very, very crowded. in
Yeah,
this-
yeah. So Hawk grabs the rope. So I'm gonna grab onto Hawk and try and like brace, like deep stance brace to kind of hold Hawk. So that way, that way the rope is more solid. When right? Am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah, you're bracing
Okay.
Hawk so that if they're
So
they do
so
need
that way
support.
there's no one's gonna slip.
Illyri, you see a bunch of chaos happening in front of you. Is there anything that you'd like to add to this?
Of course, I would like to add to the chaos. So, Illyri is just going to make sure that her mandolin is strapped in and that she can assist Hawk with whatever he's doing. So when he kind of starts with the rope, she kind of wants to be there to like give you a hand with that, like ready to assist as well. So, but as it gets crowded, she is just trying to navigate through and find a useful place to be.
Excellent. So that's the end of the round. At the end of the round, a bubbling, gurgling pop erupts from the water beneath Juniper's feet, and a slimy, pink, flesh-like pseudopod emerges from the water. Attached to one end of it, there are these inset, deformed eyes that are held upon a number of stalks, and there are these open, gaping mouths with very sharp, hideous-looking fangs. And inside of the throat of this creature, as this pseudopod sort of erupts out of the water, is a second set of teeth further down the throat as it snaps at Juniper's boot. It misses because of the distance. However, it seems to be trying to grasp onto the wall of the pit and pry itself upward towards June. That is the end of the round. We're starting back up at the top. Doddle, what would you like to do?
How deep is this pit?
20 feet.
20 feet. 20 feet. It says there's a range to my spell. Can I, like, make that range smaller, or does it have to be, let's say, 120 feet?
You can use the spell called Movement to get yourself as close as you would like, and then be able to adjust your range. If you step forward, I'm being silly, but if you step forward or down the pit, you can adjust your range.
Let me tell you what I would hope to do. So there is a pit of water beneath us, yes, like gross water,
Yes,
and he's
correct.
coming out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to use Tidal Wave to, like, water bend. I'm gonna make an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference in every single session we do now. Water bend the water up and, like, swallow him and drag him back down.
Okay.
It doesn't have
what
to
is the
drag him back
range?
down. That's just what's happening narratively in my head. I don't know how it works mechanically, but
No, that's all right. What's the range of that spell?
120 feet.
Well, you easily are going to be able to control that range. Are you saying because you want to make it shorter? Because you don't have to be at 120 feet.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
can
was
make it
wondering. I was
work.
like, I don't want to drown everybody.
No.
I just want to.
That's maximum. So you can control your range to be able to adjust it. So the end of the spell, the tidal wave itself, you're trying to end it at where the creature is and not where June is.
Yes.
Okay, so that does make a certain amount of sense.
A drop of water. Okay, right. Is there any splashes of water from where he jumped up? Or am I going to have to spit?
I would suggest you spit because the splash probably wouldn't have gotten to you.
Okay, I'm going to, like, put my hand out into my hand and then, like, swish it. And then with some more arm movements, I'd like to push the water up so it can swallow him.
Okay, so the water begins swirling beneath in this pit, and it is a 30-foot long, 10-foot wide splash of water that it actually is created. It's not 120 feet. 120 feet is how far out you can go to cast the spell. So you do the math on this very quickly because you are a wizard, and you gauge it so that it is not going to strike at June. Now, to facilitate this, I think it's fair to have you make an Arcana check, and as long as you don't get a natural 1, it will not affect June. If it is a natural 1, you are going to miscalculate and hit June.
It is not.
It's
It is a natural 20.
So
No way.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Maglo!
I'm gonna allow you to roll. I'm gonna allow you to roll this as if it is a critical hit.
Oh.
So that means that you get to do double damage on the creature itself.
You got this.
The creature fails its dexterity saving throw, which is ridiculously bad
Get
anyway.
out of here.
So you get to now roll double damage on. It's 48 bludgeoning damage. So.
I think that's what I rolled up here. It's like 16 bludgeoning, and then I double that.
So we'll just make it 32. So you do 32 points of damage to the creature. And there is a huge splash of water that shakes the entire cavern as it erupts upward as Doddle stands there holding on to a glob of spit and twisting her hand, and water spews up from the top of the pit for dramatic effect, and June, you are soaking wet. However, the pseudopod that you saw below you is completely gone when the water settles. That is Doddle's turn. Next up, we are going to June. June, you are hanging by a thread on Calder's leg. What would you like to do? And Calder, your pants are wet. It's really uncomfortable.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just
Of
really
course.
uncomfortable.
This might as well happen.
She doesn't want to pull Calder, because what if they're just like, gadonk?
You try.
Okay. Is like Calder's leg dangling over like the edge or something, or like what's happening?
No, Calder is firmly planted on the ledge. It's just he looks surprised, and you don't know how long his balance will last.
Oh, okay. God dang it! But I have the rope, yeah.
There's the rope next to you. You can grab onto it if you choose.
She snatches that rope.
All right, make an acrobatics check with an advantage.
Okay. 13.
Yeah, it's not graceful, but you grab onto that rope, and it allows you to feel more secure than on Calder's pants leg. And immediately, Maglo, Hawk, and Saray, I need you to make athletics checks with an advantage. All of you. Any natural ones rolled on the secondary roll will not count. You can choose to ignore it.
With
That's
advantage,
natural
you
20. Hawk got a
What?
natural 20. Yeah.
And acrobatics?
Yeah.
Or athletics?
Oh, I'm sorry, athletics.
All right, I'm gonna roll that again.
Maglo, not
Hawk
Arcana.
saving his not girlfriend.
I don't know how I rolled Arcana. Oh, I rolled a 7 and a 3.
You're just hopeful. That's a wishful roll
right.
on your part. You're like, well, but I could think my way through this, and no, you can't.
Trigonometry, figure out the tenseness of the rope.
Hawk, did you roll again to see if you doubled that natural 20?
Yeah, but it was a 13.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Maglo, immediately the weight of June on this rope pulls you forward, and you're now looking down this pit directly at June. You're scrunched in there between Doddle and Calder. The hallway is very crowded. Thankfully, behind you, you feel Hawk's firm grip on the rope. And Hawk, you've got this. You've got this completely under control. Saray, you are a safety. You can feel that you're not really contributing much, but you know that if something happens and Hawk releases it, at least then you'll have a grip on it. Okay, Illyri. All of this is happening in front of you. Is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes. Am I aware that there's a creature attacking us?
You heard something. It sounded like a snarling, wet snap of a jaw. And I've rolled a perception check for you as well, Illyri, and you have rolled very well. Further down the corridor, where no one is really paying a lot of attention right now, there is a faint glow in the corridor ahead of you, and you hear a woman crying very faintly.
Are these murder tunnels we're in? Everywhere we go. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Hey, who's the crying lady out there? Is that one of your companions? Any of you?
Voice
You hear her?
echoes through the space. Hey, there's a crying lady out there.
What is she doing here? Like, what is this? Anybody hear that?
Can June hear that?
You do. No, your heart is in your throat right now. Saray
Okay.
and Hawk very clearly hear this, though.
Okay, because June was gonna scream and be like, "It's me."
No, you don't hear that. Although you are sort of crying on the inside. Saray, Hawk, what is going on? When you hear Illyri express this, you have a free reaction to it.
I love Illyri's insistence that we have more party members than are gathered with us after we keep being like, no, this is us. There's no more of us. Like, is that noise one of you? No,
Well,
there's no more of us.
I just have like
Fair.
this impression that she hasn't cared enough to like count how many of you are there. And so every time that she's just kind of like, oh, okay, there's another one, and there's one down the hallway. Which one of you is upset now? You know, like
Lyri does not care.
She was also murdered in her mind like 12 hours ago, so she's probably still in
Yeah.
shock.
and
Yeah,
you all are
she
talking
does have
about
a lot
meat
of things to deal
pies,
with.
and I can't play my mandolin.
I think the dead are stirring.
The dead are coming.
No insult meant
The dead are
to,
coming.
meant to
Dead
you.
are coming.
They're coming to kill
Dead
ya.
are coming. The dead are coming.
Yay. Murder tunnel.
Murder tunnel.
Yeah,
Murder
we left
tunnel.
that. I do like
Murder tunnel.
murder
tunnel.
tunnel.
Wait,
I
did
do like
something
we went
happen?
for literally
Graveyard.
half an hour and we're just like, listen, someone's watching us, but I think this is a win. That's all that's happened, is that someone is creepily watching us and that's fine.
Oh,
Let's go
here we
back
go.
into the tunnel where everything attacks us.
We just have a lot of friends.
We have a guardian demon.
Oh,
It's the
boy.
Raven Queen crying.
Mom?
So, or Bird Devil, as Momo has so very aptly put it.
Oh yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, currently, it is the end of the round, and everyone has managed to put June into a much better position. You're starting to recuperate yourself. Whatever you just did, Dawdle, you think that it has certainly subdued whatever that was for the moment. At the top of the round, Dawdle, what would you like to do?
Can I look down and see if there's anything else going on down there?
As the water settles, you just see the murky grayness beneath you, 20 feet down.
No
and,
movement or anything?
No movement.
Okay, do I hear the crying too?
Let's see if now it's a quiet moment. Actually, as you're sitting there, yeah, you look down and you don't see anything in the water, but then ahead of you, where the faint glow of the corridor in front of you is, you do hear a woman very softly crying in the distance.
I'm gonna tilt my head sideways, like a puppy. And then I'm gonna go to the wall and look around and then see a small bug friend and be like, "Excuse me, sir, may I borrow your powers for a minute?" and give him a little boop. And then my hands are all sticky and I'd like to cast Spider Climb, please, and go across.
You touch the back of a cockroach, and
Hello.
as you do so,
Oh, no.
you feel your hands immediately turn sticky, and now you have Spider Climb activated.
You look lovely today. I'd like to go
It
across.
clicks at you. It clicks at you and kind of like gleefully runs away. And you're going to cross the pit. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you climb across the pit. Do you stand on the ground on the other side of the pit, or do you stay on the wall?
I'm gonna like go down to the floor and then like just to test the solidarity. Is that the word? To just test it. I'm just gonna tap my foot a bit.
You tap your foot across the floor of the passage beyond this pit, and it seems as if it is completely solid.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly place my one foot and then my other foot and then let go.
And as you do so,
Shit!
Dodd, nothing happens.
Ah! Knocks. Okay.
You're standing on the other side of the pit.
Okay,
Juniper, you are on the rope, and you see Doddle scamper across the wall like a bug. What would you like to do?
June doesn't have any time to unpack that. So she's kind of just like, okay, time to just pull yourself up. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Okay, just make an athletics check to get yourself out of the pit.
Come on, athletics. What you do? Oh, it's falling.
Now that's a natural failure. 1 or 0, or 1 or 20. Listen to me. Listen
20.
to me.
20.
Nice.
Okay, make another roll.
Okay.
And see if you get a second natural 20.
It literally almost was, but no.
No.
This time it was a nat 1.
Well, that's okay. That doesn't have a house rule
It's
yet.
not funny.
And if it keeps happening, I might make one. But you are easily able to pull yourself out of the pit, and as you do, you don't know if it's fear or the understanding and that you have support now, but you follow the rope up. You and MacLeod are face to face. Calder is standing next to you. Calder, what would you like to do? You see that June has pulled herself out of the pit.
He's just gotta like pat her on the shoulder, like, you did good by yourself, I guess. Sorry.
June just kind of like touches your hand slowly.
Oh.
She's in shock.
He sees that and he goes, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
So the pit is about 10 feet across. You could try to jump across it. Doddle's already on the other side. You could try another way of crossing it, but if you'd like to let me know what you'd like to do next, we can move forward. Calder.
Oh.
Can I shout over? Toss me the rope!
Yeah, I'll toss Doddle the rope.
Okay. So
hurls
you
it.
throw it over. I guess Doddle, just make an acrobatics check to see if you can catch it.
I meant one end of the rope. Don't toss me the entire
Right,
rope.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a Three Stooges routine. The whole thing comes over, right? No, you get one end of the rope. Go ahead and see if you can just grab onto it as it goes across.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, acrobatics.
9.
Yeah, it's not graceful, but you do manage to snatch it, and you kind of fumble it, but you do have it. You're hanging kind of over the edge of the pit a little bit, and that gray water is bubbling beneath you. Moving back down, MacLeod, is there anything that you want to do?
No, he's just like wallowing in his own bitterness at the minute, and just like annoyed, hands the rope off to Calder, and Calder throws it to Doddle, and MacLeod just like makes his way back to Saray and Hawk.
Okay, so you pull yourself back into the tunnel a little bit. Saray, Hawk, the weight on the rope has lessened considerably. You do see that the other end of it has been tossed over to Doddle. What do the two of you want to do?
Wait, first thing I want to do is my divine sense to see what that crying is coming from.
Well, you didn't hear it. You heard them.
Oh, I heard.
You heard Illyri say something about it, but so you can pop your divine sense now, though. And you sense a powerful undead entity in the corridor ahead of you.
gonna lean in. Everybody, don't freak out. But there's something very, very strongly undead coming up. It's just around the corner.
Better tell
What?
her. He points to Doddle.
Shit. Shit. I'm gonna pass them the rope. I'm gonna yeah, I don't have time. I'm just gonna use spider climb on myself. So
Agler is like loading like a cure dart into his gun, into his rifle.
Wait,
and, like,
wait,
making
wait,
sure-
as you go to load that, I'm gonna say, wait. Do you have like a hook shot or something that you can attach to this? We could attach the end of this rope to. Maybe you can shoot it in the wall, and we could swing across.
I have I have my little board that can fly with the rope. I have that.
The Busby works.
No. Like the thing I used for the like it's similar to rope climb. Like I have a little tauntaun that can just like hold a rope that we can use to get across if you want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah.
That'd be probably the easiest way for everyone.
Sure. No trouble.
while they do that, I just kind of like wave my hands over my feet, and this kind of like purple light emanates from underneath my like metal boots or whatever, my armor. And I just start walking forward, and I start heading towards the pit, and then instead I just kind of walk on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
Towards Doddle, and then I go back down.
So yeah, Hawk defies gravity for a moment, crossing past, and now you're on the other side with Doddle. Maglo, you are casting rope trick. Is that correct? You're
he goes over to the pit and then, like, fiddles with the little thing that looks a bit like a drone that's holding a rope, and then just.
It's been getting a lot of use, and the gears are kind of well worn and warm right now. You do kind of make a slight adjustment, and then you set it afloat back in the air. It hovers there, and do any of you begin crossing over to the other side? Calder? Okay, so Calder makes his way first across the rope.
Can I, maybe like me and Hawk can position ourselves to like help people across once they've like reached the other side?
I'm scared.
Like,
So
grab 'em?
everybody crossing over, all I need from you is a athletics or acrobatics roll of your choice. And then I need you to, you make it across. Hawk, you make it across. Illyria, you make it across. Maglo, you got a natural 20.
Oh, I was
again.
across.
Just a flip.
Yeah, Hawk, you already made it across.
June got an 18.
June, you make it across.
Oh my god.
Maglo, because of your rope trick, you have a piece of this machinery, and you don't even really kind of like go hand over hand. You have a tube that you hold onto, and it kind of carries you across the rope. You just do it extremely quickly. You had the moment to think of it, so you kind of skate across very nimbly without a problem. Saray, did I see a roll?
No, I haven't done yet. It's acrobatics.
Or athletics, whichever you choose.
Acrobatics, clearly.
So you all make it across the pit without any incident, and you're on the other side, standing with Doddle. Do you retract your rope trick, Magla?
Yeah, once everyone's across. Actually, when everyone's across, he goes to Saray like, I'm good to disable this, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're all across? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do like a little head count.
I'm gonna like kneel down, and I kind of have everybody like gesture for everybody to huddle up. Oh.
Do we all hear that?
First off, yeah. Secondly, it's definitely something really, really strong and very much undead. Now, Doddle, I know you've been kicking ass on point. By the way, I didn't see what you did, but I heard some shit going down there. And by the way, awesome.
Look at Maglo, like a little smugly, and then continue.
He's just shaking his head, just like fucking bullshit.
Would it be okay though if I went in first this time? Not because the armor, but dead stuff, kind of my thing. But would you be okay going in behind me if things don't go well, and then just blast the dude?
Absolutely. I'm afraid. my experience in battle is very limited, believe it or not. So what is good against undead things? Like, is fire gonna work? Because I don't know much about ghosts, but I don't think they care about fire.
Usually, if it has flesh and bone, fire is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it'll just
okay.
depend.
Okey-dokey.
Do I know what undead are weak against? For Hawk?
light?
Because I would have, like light,
Oh, right,
radiant
but your
damage.
character, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, my character.
Five's brain's like, it's obviously light. Duh, come on. You should know that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, Hawk, you've trained, and especially given where you trained in the temple, you have a fairly serious understanding of the undead. So go ahead and make a religion check for me.
All right. Please don't be a 1. Please don't be a 1. Please don't be a 1. How do I have a +1 religion? I'm a Jesus man. Oh.
Well,
Jesus.
Because you know
Are you?
you know a little bit about it, but you didn't necessarily 100% pay attention in class. You wanted to swing metal.
So
I
Hawk,
wanted to
you-
hit things.
You recall long and arduous lessons in the temples of Lathander, and days spent studying tomes and texts and scrolls, and you've spent your time physically facing and fighting the dead, but it always comes back to these early lessons and the teachings that the clerics gave you in those early days of your life, and how they would intone the terror and the endless power of the dead, and how they must always be respected and feared, for nothing slays them faster or with more clarity than the shining light of Lathander's dawn.
Okay, so they gave me a lot of lessons in this. I didn't pay full attention because it was a lot about God, but kill it with fire.
You got it.
All right, but like let me see if I can by this. I don't know. Let's try this.
May
Do you
I? Oh,
Sorry.
no, you
Sorry.
go.
Oh, okay. Can you do a religion check on like entities that would have like, I feel like that's a thing, that when they're like crying, that's like a thing, kind of like in zombie games with the witch.
Well, you can certainly make a religion check right now.
And I just
Don't
wanted to
shine
say,
light in it.
as Hawk was walking, I'd like to, since I have spider climb and there's probably no booby traps on the ceiling, I'd like to like crawl along the wall and ceiling and stuff just to follow him.
Okay, so you're on the ceiling, Doddle. You're
Yeah.
climbing your way through. How did you do on your religion roll, Juniper?
Dirty 20.
Okay,
Nice.
so dirty 20 is great. You are you're aware that there are many different types of undead, but if they are mindless, they usually do not have voices, and they certainly do not emote when they do. So this is probably, you think, some form of spirit. You don't think it's a zombie or a skeleton or some sort of corporal dead. You think that corporeal dead. You think that it is incorporeal. And there are many things that you recall about your teachings and your meditations about dead without form and how difficult they can be to deal with.
Who are we gonna call?
For the disaster puppets.
Mama.
What do you want to do with that
June's
information? What do you want to do with that information?
June's gonna turn to Hawk and in Celestial be like, do you want to go in on this together?
I'm gonna reply in Celestial. That's probably a good idea. I think, I don't know, maybe we can.
You and I have more experience. We can
Yeah.
probably keep, especially Doddle. I don't want her to know, but keep her a little further back.
Want me to tell everyone else?
Yes.
MacLeod says in Celestial.
Damn.
I say motherfucker in Celestial, but like impressed. I'm like,
there's not
Well,
a direct
June turns to
translation,
MacLeod and
but
goes, in Halfling goes, can you speak Halfling?
yeah,
I
there's not a
respond in
direct-
undercommon.
Bagley just says no in
Go.
Gnomish.
Say no in undercommon, which is no.
Hawk, I speak Undercommon.
Oh shoot! I just like
Hey, buddy.
I can speak under. Wait, why do you speak?
All right, so this linguistic exploration is happening in the middle of everyone. What about the backside of this party? What Saray, Illyri, and Calder, what are the three of you doing as the others are discussing their educations? In languages that you do not understand.
Right. Well, Cal says in very like street undercommon, "What are we doing?"
So Calder jumps right in to the linguistic debate.
I mean, not really. He's just being very impatient. Like, what's going on?
No.
I just
completely
respond.
understood.
I'm
Yeah.
just like whispering. Did everybody study abroad in Menzo Brenson or something?
Doddle's on the ceiling in Goblin going, I love my friends.
In all seriousness, I'm like, I revert back to Celestial and I look at Hawk and Juniper and I'm like, okay, well, if it's, just some random undead, we can kill it with fire. And my thought is, if it's a little bit more, maybe we can find a way through that isn't violent. Hopefully.
Saray, Illyri?
I would like to walk up to the crying creature and be like, hey, if I can, and just like, got any song requests? I can get this.
So, Illyri walks past all of you while you're having this conversation
Can I-
into the main space.
Upon seeing that, can I just start to follow Illyri? Like, oh, we're doing the plan. I guess I was distracted singing.
Absolutely, you can follow along. You step into a large, open, circular chamber.
I would like to stay hidden though. Like, if there's an archway, I just want to like peek around it at the very top corner.
Make a stealth roll with an advantage.
With an advantage, thank you.
You are on the ceiling.
That's a 23.
Okay, so yeah, you think that you're well hidden. You do not notice anything out of the ordinary other than this pale figure in the center of the room. Illyri, you walk in, and this room is open in front of you. And it is a large circular chamber, and it is what seems to be a junction point to all of the other crypt passageways. There are well-crafted stone halls that lead off in 8 directions, like a star. And on the floor of this chamber, inset in multicolored, highly polished stone, is what looks like an 8-pointed star. And each of the stars terminates at the end of one of these passageways. Your companions are coming in from one that points towards the west, and you realize that this actually is it's following and matches with the actual cardinal directions of a compass, and that they are correct, that this will guide you north and south and in a direction of your choosing. So you realize that somehow whoever had constructed this this tomb had installed this stone artwork to specifically aid those who might be moving through these passageways. At the center point of this compass star is a small stone fountain, and it is very finely crafted out of white marble. On a plinth in the center of the fountain is a life-size, beautiful statue of a woman who has, through time, the stone statue has been worn away, but the gentle and very graceful figure is beautifully crafted And you could tell that when it was newly made, this statue was truly a work of art. However, age has slowly taken away the sharpness of the features and have caused it to dull. There is a gray brackish water that looks very familiar that is filling the bottom of this fountain, and you cannot see the bottom of it. There are dead and dried roots hanging from the ceiling, and there is a scattering of old dead flowers spread out before this fountain. Curled before it, facing that stone statue, is the ghostly figure of a woman with long flowing hair and a gossamer gown that floats as if it were levitating of its own will, as if it were alive. It writhes around this figure with a sentience that seems wholly unnatural. And there is a thick blanket of fog that has coated the floor around her. She is pale, and a very slight blue color emanates all around her, and she is crying. You make your way across this chamber, and you announce,
pardon me. You see, I'm a little lost. Perhaps I could play you a tune and quell your sorrows, and you could help me get out of here.
as you approach, the figure very slightly takes her hands away from her face and slowly turns towards you. I need Dottle, Illyri, who is in the front of the tunnel right now? Who is the first person in that lineup? Hawk, is that you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk, is there anyone standing next to Hawk?
Juniper.
Juniper. Okay,
Mags,
so
right, because they were all talking.
okay, so
Yeah.
you're all three of you then also need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Okay, good.
That's a 6.
Oh no.
MacLeod is going to. He's going to use a flash of genius on Hawk, adding a +4 to that, so making it 16, just to bump it above the 15.
Okay.
But depending on how this is working, like if it's like a sight thing, Mag's gonna like pull Hawk back through the tunnel. If it's like a hearing thing, he's gonna like just make a really loud bang next to him because he like feels whatever's happening, and then he's gonna like chuck like a small popper flashbang against the wall that snaps really loud, and then like attempts to snap Hawk out of it so it drowns out the noise.
Initially, it feels like a sight thing. So you grab Hawk and you pull him back into the tunnel, out of sight of this creature. And Hawk, yes, you do sense this like rising terror in your throat. But as soon as MacLeod pulls you back, it dissipates. Illyri, you have failed. Is anyone else below that, or I think so? Ray, how did you do? Oh no,
Sorry.
you're not. You guys are out of the range. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Illyri, there is a rising terror that swells up within you as the visage of this woman overtakes you. You do not see her face as her hair is floating in front of her. However, her presence, as she turns her attention to you, becomes overwhelming. And you are now frightened. Since you are frightened, you will be at a disadvantage for a great many things, but you will also get to make another saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So we will see how that goes as you move forward. But you feel this inexplicable terror, even though nothing else has been said. And this translucent woman, you hear from her.
She's dead. And I don't remember her name.
Well, I have a hard time remembering too. Perhaps I could play you something that would jog your memory. And I just kind of want to start bringing out my mandolin and playing.
You do so, shaking. You realize that your hands are shaking as you do this, and you really are fighting this desire to turn and run. But you do manage to take your instrument. Roll a performance at a disadvantage.
Illyri is the dude that brings an acoustic guitar to parties.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna say like the dude from Big Lebowski.
Also sort of that though, right?
Yeah, man, I got a beverage here.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
You will die. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
You start very nervously playing, and it doesn't sound good. You're missing your fingering on your frets, and you are your rhythm is completely off, and it just sounds just disjarring and sour as the notes kind of ring across. And I want everyone at this point to roll initiative.
Oh, I'm using my boss battle dice. This is all right. 14. So that's a 15.
I'm happy with that. 13.
Oh no,
Calder,
buddy.
14.
It's an off day.
Yeah, it's off and on. Okay, 14 for June. Is that what I heard?
14 for me as well.
14 for Doddle.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. Illyri, how did you do? A 7. All right. And MacLeod, you got a 13.
13.
Okay. Hawk, what did you get?
I got a 15.
15 for Hawk. And Saray, what did you get?
This is initiative, right?
Yes.
There we go. Woof.
6.
Not great.
All right. With a 6. Oh, that's funny. I had typed 6 in already. Okay. So the weeping woman is going first, and she continues to cry in front of you. And Illyri, you begin plucking at your mandolin, hoping to ease her suffering, and it seems to irritate her. And her form rises up, and she is now floating in front of you, and her head is at a twisted, broken angle, as if it were snapped by a rope. And she reaches towards you.
I can't remember her name.
And her arms are grabbing onto you. So I need you to make an athletics or an acrobatics check of your choice to try to prevent yourself from being grappled.
I just said not doing well. This doesn't look good for her.
Yes, everything is very bad at the minute.
Everything is, I went for something and see how.
No. It was a great idea. It just was poor circumstance for the roll, and then the roll was not as good as it needed to be, which is D&D. Here we are.
See how far this gold's gonna take you, huh?
Yeah. You think that he's in bonus time right now. Your mandolin string snaps as this ghostly woman grabs onto your shoulders and picks you up off the ground. And there's this discordant ring from your instrument as the wire from your instrument lashes out and strikes against your hand. But the cold embrace of this woman as she has grabbed onto you haunts you, as immediately you feel a cold, withering energy work its way through your body. You take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Oof.
And you just feel the warmth being pulled from your body, and her hair swirls, and you see her face now, and you alone see it, Illyri. And it is the visage of a necrotic grin frozen upon her face. And she continues to cry, and there are streaks that have dug through this ghostly flesh, and you see bone underneath it, as if her tears have dragged rivers across her face, peeling that ghostly flesh away and revealing the skull beneath it. Yet the rictus smile on her face seems utterly mad and is discomforting, more discomforting than any other portion of this, because she seems to be filled with this insane glee as her voice emotes this horrid, twisted pain. And as you feel your life drain from your body, your newly regained life, you feel the cold drawl of that knife against your throat once more. And though it is just a memory, it feels so real. And as this twisted, ghost-like woman floats before you, you see the face of the pale drow known as Vesh Drugir, your former partner, smiling as you feel yourself slowly wither. And that's where we're going to end it today. We will come back.
Ghost fight!
Holy
Ghost
shit.
fight!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait because I am just so ready
Oh my
for
gosh.
what the next action is.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Also,
fun.
sorry
Damn.
guys that I kind of got you into that a little too soon. I was getting sorry.
No, don't.
Oh, that was
no,
great.
it's fine. It's like
No apology needed.
Illyri could do literally anything, and I'd be like, yeah, that's in character.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were dragging. Illyri, don't wait.
Yeah.
Illyri is what I like to refer to in the mechanics as chaotic neutral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Or plot driver.
God.
I just want to be mindful that I'm not stepping on anyone's
They're there to be stepped
No, I
on.
was ready.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, no.
We're
no.
not here to win.
But also I figured, like if really I'm just trying to make Hawk's money, spend it as fast as possible so he owes me more money.
And
Hawk,
everything that has been done up to this
socialist.
point has been passive so far. So if you're still trying to negotiate, there is a closing window to do that in.
Yeah, that's what Hawk wants to do. Fingers crossed.